2 days after my husband died, his parents sent my daughters an email calling them bastards and blaming them for his death. It was a special kind of evil, but they had no idea I was saving the receipt for the day I'd make them pay for it. My name is Sarah. I'm 46, and my life for the past year has been a masterclass in drama. My ex-husband passed away in an accident, leaving behind not only our 2 daughters, 17 and 15, but also 2 orphaned boys from a long-term affair. His affair partner died with him. Since then, his parents, a pair of sanctimonious vipers in their late 70s, have been on a holy war trying to get custody of my girls, while simultaneously slandering our family to anyone who will listen. Their primary weapon is their church's Facebook group, where my ex-mother-in-law spins tales worthy of an Oscar. Her latest masterpiece? She claimed the other woman was our surrogate, since I was, annoyed, unable to have more children, and that I, a terrible mother, rejected the babies because they were boys. The church lapped it up, showering them with love and support, while painting my daughters and me as monsters. The Cold War turned hot this weekend. It was my youngest's 15th birthday, and I'd given her a budget to go wild at our local farmer's market. An hour later, she called me, sobbing. I ran to find her cornered by 6 older women from my in-laws' church, berating her for being unchristian and not wanting to be a good big sister to her poor orphaned baby brothers. Seeing my child ambushed like that flipped a switch in me. A cold, calculated rage took over. I sent my daughters to the car and turned on the harpies, who followed me out, squawking like vultures. That night, after my girls were asleep, I decided it was time to cash in that receipt. Since my ex died mid-divorce, I had an entire arsenal of evidence with no legal reason to keep it private. The next day, I went to a print shop. I got crystal clear, high-quality copies of everything. Photos of my ex cheating in our own living room, his texts with his affair partner, and messages where his parents not only admitted to knowing about the affair, but actively supported it. But my coup de grace was the collection of emails and texts they sent bullying my daughters, and right on top, that vile message calling them bastards, sent just 48 hours after their father's funeral. I spent hours that evening creating beautifully personalized binders. On the front, they look just like the little prayer song packets the church provides, but when you opened them, the first thing you saw was a glossy photo of my ex and his mistress making out on our couch. Underneath, I captioned it, "The love story of ex-husband's name and affair girl's name." Before the Sunday service, I slipped into the church and placed my creations on the back desk, right alongside the regular songbooks. The fallout was biblical. The church's Facebook group exploded with gossip so vicious the pastor had to intervene. People were furious at my in-laws for their cruelty towards my daughters. In a twist of delicious hypocrisy, the congregation decided that while my divorcing him was still a failure of my wifely duties, it was now understandable, and I might one day return to the light. As for my ex-in-laws, they were shamed so thoroughly they left the church. My ex-mother-in-law's final act was a pathetic were shamed so thoroughly they left the church. My ex-mother-in-law's final act was a pathetic post on her own Facebook wall, whining about how no one respects the elderly anymore and how her great son would have taken care of her. I had to laugh. With what money? I was always the breadwinner.